1051.
Power 1051 is the Breakfast Club, and we got a special guest in the building today.
Wale!
That's right, Wale.
Good morning.
Good morning. Almond stores right now, Ambition.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how does it feel, Pause? You know, it's been a long time.
Yeah,
You're on Interscope.
It's a defining moment in my career. I feel like I can't really put it into words because it hasn't really all the way hit me yet. You know, maybe after like a week or two, it'll settle in. But to go through what I went through and just to be here standing right now is a testament to what like hard work can get you.
Now, what you said go through. Now, what did you go through? You were on Interscope.
Just a lot. I mean, family stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like friends. That's the most important part. Like I lost friends and rearranged my life and like, you know, going through that. When you're in your 20s, that's when it kind of some stuff gets shaky. Like the people that you was in high school with. You know, that ain't the same no more, you know, so I went through a lot of that, switching labels and all of that
now,
stuff.
Interscope released you.
Yeah.
They released you after the song you had with Lady Gaga, where we don't know how you got that white girl on the song. Now,
she wasn't really Gaga back then. That was the first step.
Okay.
The first thing, she wasn't really like, you know,
Lady
I was
Gaga.
born this way Gaga. She was just like the alternative artist that may or may not be a superstar at some point, trying to Jimmy Iovine.
You still have a relationship with her? Can you pick up the phone and say Gaga?
I couldn't have done it.
He said nah.
The day after we made the song, I couldn't have got her on the phone.
But that first album that you did, it didn't live up to the expectations that you had for yourself. But it seems like this album is going to do better than your last album did, like in the first week. The whole entire sales from your last album.
Yeah, well, it did like, the people at iTunes told me it did it in like, the numbers that my last album did in like a couple minutes. So,
wow.
Right.
But I mean, you know, there's a lot of variables and X factors that go into that. I would never say that I'm not happy or I'm not proud of my first project. There's just a lot of things that went into it. Like there's a lot of great songs on there, like 90210, Chillin', obviously, and Beautiful Bliss, you know, and Diary and Shades. It's a lot, you know what I'm saying?
And people said they didn't ship out as much as they should have.
It shipped out 25,000 of them.
Right.
Oh,
so
damn it, man.
So, you know.
So how did Interscope just let you go? Did you and Ross have to run up in there with a rosé bottle and, you know, smash somebody?
No, they probably pressed out Jimmy for the contract. But you know, the funny thing about it is, I won't use names, but it was a person at Interscope that called me. Well, first of all, the people, you know how they got radio raps and stuff. So one day I was this is like maybe like 3 days after I got dropped. I was in the house, and she called me like, yo, what's up, man? When we get on the road? I said, you know I'm not signing Interscope no more. And she didn't know. Right. And there was another executive that was like, man, I bumped into him at a show in New York. He was like, man, we excited about you. I was like, I'm not on the label no more.
Wow.
It wasn't, people really didn't even know. And by the time No Hands really like hit, there was two people that have imprints on Interscope that were trying to get me on their imprints, kind of just do a little quick swap from Alito to their imprints. But I was just like, my hands is, I don't want to go back over
Who was
there.
that?
What?
Who was over there? Diddy and who else?
He said he not got any names.
Oh.
Man, Polo. I mean, I'm not throwing him under the
Polo.
bus. It just is what it is. I was close to signing with his imprint over there, but I just think that was kind of like, I felt like God was telling me like, you're not wrong.
Well, what was their reason for dropping you anyway? Was it? I mean, what did they say?
They didn't think I was capable of making records.
They shipped 25,000 in the first week.
So they
setting you up for failure.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I was a new artist, and I didn't want to like be the angry rapper, but I didn't know that I was only being marketed to pop stations. I didn't know until me and my business partner was at the Baltimore radio station one day, and we overheard the radio rap in Baltimore say, "Yeah, man, Pretty Girls is doing well. We got to make Wale black again." So G was like, what that mean? He's like, you know, because we know we was doing the top 40 thing, and it all started to make sense. That's why
you was white.
I'm going to these markets, and people was like, we never heard your song.
Yeah.
We never.
Like people that were surprised by No Hands.
Yeah, exactly. But I've been making songs like that since my career started.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You weren't familiar with it because how it was.
So
but
now you're black again.
I'm black again.
He's black as they come. He's black with dreads. Can't get a job in New York.
That's what my man said. He said, how you mean making black? He's an African kid from D.C. with dreads. What more do you want as far as black goes?
Well, Wale is here. If you want to highlight him, 800-585-1051. When we come back, of course, we got to talk about his boss, Ross. He's better. He's out the hospital.
Great.
And also, you know, Charlamagne makes fun of you sometimes. He calls you light-skinned like me.
We have to talk about his sensitivity issues that he seems to have under control now.
But listen, you got
him. Charlamagne, I'm glad.
He's good. Because you and Charlamagne actually had it out on Twitter.
Then we'll talk about it with
Charlamagne.
We'll talk about it when we come back. It's the Breakfast Club with Power 1051.
You can't mama me today, fool. I'm prepared.
Now, you signed with Rick Ross. Now, how did that come about?
it's like one of them things. I was just on my grind. It was like that downtime that I had. So the first time he was in his mind, he already knew he wanted a new team, like some new people. And I was in King of Diamonds by myself. It was like me and one of my homeboys. I was just there dolo, and he looked at me crazy like. Because, you know, a lot of people didn't know I was black.
Right.
So,
what's he doing in here?
this backpack in this jump. Like, man, I grew up in a strip club. You know what I'm saying? So he kind of started, like, doing his research and stuff. And around that time, there was a lot of homecomings from HBCs, historically black colleges. Right. So you got the white kid, the white black guy from one of the black. So he started understanding the brand more. And he found out that I was a free agent. And the word started getting out there, and he wanted to sit down and talk. And I came to Miami. We 1-2, and then, you know, the rest is history.
But one thing I'm glad about, like, when I heard Ambition, it's like you stayed in your lane. You stayed in the Wale lane. Because I was thinking, okay, he's down Maybach Music. Maybe he might feel the pressure to make more street-oriented music now.
I think that's the thing. Like, that's why I wanted to sign there. Like, I mean, honestly, there was a lot of options at that. It was like, you know, in 06, I had one of the biggest buzzes for Unsigned Act.
Right.
And it felt like that all over again. Right. Like, I could have went just about anywhere I wanted to go. So,
were you disappointed after you got dropped? Were you like, oh man, I don't know what I'm gonna do?
Well, it's the me getting dropped thing is kind of weird story because there's so many different stories. Like, my assistant knew, but she didn't tell me.
Oh.
She didn't tell me.
Nobody wants to break that news.
Nobody. I mean, but you know, my manager was like, you know, because I wanted to leave before I got dropped anyways. It was and this is by no means me insulting Interscope Records or anything, like, because it's a business.
When you say no,
you never have to go back there, so it's okay to.
No, but he might need some clearances from some Interscope artists.
I'd be cool if I never work with Interscope artists. I don't care about the clearances.
Okay.
I don't want to sound like the angry rapper. I'm blessed. I'm happy. My family's
things worked
good,
out better.
and my mother can retire soon. I'm not. This is not that. But, you know, I was at a party. It was at awards, right? And I was there, and we was all me and my crew was there in L.A., and we was just looking around. It was an Interscope party, a Child's, you know those joints. Right. So I walked in, and I saw the crew right there. When I say the crew, I mean the crew, like, it's clicky.
The Interscope clique.
The you know, the Sean Holiday, the Tubbies, the Polar, like the crew.
Right.
And I'm just like, everybody's big boy in me. Everybody's like.
Yeah, that's the guy that didn't sell no records.
Half a pound.
So I'm like,
I hope he don't come over here.
Yeah.
I'm like, sit with us.
I'm like, it's all, there's no room here. Jimmy put down his hat. I think Wale's coming. Nah, I'm like, man, y'all enjoying y'all chicken satay and everything? Cool. I'm going to go watch this little show. I was outside. So I see it. They all come there for the big Future of Interscope show. And I just see the acts performing. And I was just like, I don't belong here. I don't belong here. It was like mindless behavior, and like, I just see the direction that they're going.
Well, they kind of thought the same thing, though, because you wasn't on stage. So.
Exactly. The future of it.
Yeah.
You know, so I remember it was Roscoe, mindless behavior, and I remember the faces on the executives like, this is it. And I was just like, I'd made a Barack Obama on the spot. Black, white, mix, drink. I was like, nah, I'm good. Like, I never felt so, like, out of place in my life.
Right.
Like, I left my friends there.
Right.
That's the night that you had the car service and you was driving all around L.A. faking.
Okay, so now I see where all the anger used to stem from. You was upset over your label situation.
It was a combination of things, man. I just felt like, in my heart, I know that I'm talented, just as talented as the people that they're putting up there. And like, rather than being mad at those people, because that's how a lot of hatred starts for other people, like black people hating on other black people, I took it like to myself. I said, what is it that I'm not doing right? Am I not hustling right? Am I not aligning myself with the right people? All I ever wanted to do was connect with the black culture, because I don't think people take enough pride in our culture as they used to. I think it's all about the jingles and the songs and the iTunes. Nobody wants to connect like the Tupacs and the Bob Marleys and all of that. And I just wanted my moment or my time and my voice to be heard by people that are like me. Right. Whether they don't like it or not, I want to be able to talk say the things that are on my mind to the people like myself. I got one of my best friends in high school. He was my best friend all through childhood. He get out. He come home in a year. He been locked up, and through my journey, it's like if people only knew what I've been through, like, because I don't. If I told all my stories and all that, I would sound like every other rapper.
Right.
But and I don't think that's the way I want to connect with the people. I don't want to connect with them and be like, yo, I was doing this, I did that and that. I want to be like, yo, I know, I feel you, I'm with you. Even though, you know what I'm saying, I'm with you. And I don't got to talk about this, that, and third. I don't like to talk about money on songs like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do it for the culture, for real. And I know that sounds like a cliche thing to say, but, like, I literally, Ross will tell you this. Ross said I gained his respect when I turned down, like, 40 beans or something like that for a show to stay in the studio. Because money don't really matter. Like,
I remember when you went
you
on
a
tour.
damn fool.
No, hold on.
$40,000 be in the
I
studio.
was in my zone.
You could have been in the studio the next day.
I was in my zone.
Yeah, but I remember when you went on
studio.
tour with Jay-Z, when you did that whole Rock Nation, and you said that you came out of your pocket.
Yeah.
And you didn't make any money off that tour. Because you paid
Because
for
it's
everything.
about the impact. Money can come, like, for real. We can blow 40. I could go to show and blow 40 and lose it and forget it, lose it somewhere.
I can't.
But
Nah, me neither.
but like, you know, I'm forgetful. I can't even hold on to anything. But like, it was not important to me. Like the culture, the people, it really matters. Like where I come from, I ain't never had nobody to show me the ropes and nothing like that.
And I believe that because I heard you say recently you'd rather go broke than let down your black women.
Yeah.
Elaborate on that a little bit.
Because, you know, it's no pride in it. Like it ain't no pride. Like people be like, what's wrong with him? Why does he so? But that's how I was raised. Like when I used to watch, like I wasn't even a great Pac fan, but what he stood for the culture is immense. And not to say that I'm trying to emulate that or be that, but it's just like there's no voice for our generation. And I always say this: since this is a very young genre, hip hop is. It's very young compared
35
to
years.
You know what I'm saying? And in that 35 years, there's only been like a small select group of tastemakers, power players, and all of that. There's never been an opportunity for the next wave to come because it's so young.
Right.
The people that was there from 35 years ago, a lot of them are still here.
Right.
Yeah,
There's never been a voice for our generation, and I'm working to become that. I can't say it can happen over one night or over one album, but I'm working towards it. I'm young. I'm about the age Jay was when he first started rocking and rolling. You know what I'm saying? So we got to do it. Like, and there's a certain thing that breaks my heart about black culture or American culture, our society as a whole. We don't appreciate anything anymore. We don't appreciate anything. Somebody drop a song today, and it be everybody talks about how great it is, and then tomorrow there's a demand for another song by the same artist.
Right.
LeBron James, who I believe is one of the greatest athletes in the history as far as technical skill, physical skill, he's a special athlete. We never hear people talk about that. We only hear they talk about how he doesn't have a ring. There's so many people that don't have a ring.
Right.
Ewing, Barkley, Stockton. Like, I don't hear nothing. Our generation is so caught up in what you can't do or what you haven't done. There's no pride in like, yo, you know what? I'm part of this generation with the LeBron James and the Phillip Rivers and like nobody. They talk about what people haven't done and what they can't do. And I don't know where it comes from. Maybe it comes from everybody thinks they can do it. Right. You know, everybody thinks or knows somebody who can do it. Or just like, the common man.
Well,
I do think a lot of it is jealousy.
Well, I think we're looking for a champion so bad that sometimes we put labels on people that aren't meant to have those labels.
Right.
Like we called LeBron King, but maybe he wasn't ready to be the king yet.
Now let's get ready. We're talking to Wale. Now, what was your beef with Charlamagne? And what was the problem?
I'll tell you what
I
happened.
don't remember. But
what happened, Charlamagne?
What happened, Charlamagne?
He was performing at the VH1 Hip Hop Honors.
Right.
Yeah.
And I put on Twitter, I said, Wale's a dope artist, but he looks corny.
He didn't say dope. He didn't say
dope.
dope.
I said you was dope. I didn't say you was whack. I said you was a dope artist. I said it.
If he hasn't said it, he's really sensitive.
I said
Wale.
He's been waiting
While
for
he's
this.
looking that up, let's
Wale
hear.
as an artist, but he looks corny because he had on a Daffy Duck hoodie on. It was the hoodie. It wasn't. It was the
Time out.
hoodie.
It was a Supreme hoodie, Mickey Mouse edition.
There you go.
But I was supposed to be a Beastie Boy. It was a pain like that was our.
But listen, let me explain something.
I was the
Wale.
only one who really because some of the artists was like, I'm gonna just wear how I normally wear. I'm like, no.
No, but wait. Charlamagne has absolutely no sense of style.
But I'm not wearing Disney characters.
Okay, so if Charlamagne,
You never wore Iceberg?
Nah.
Oh, you was in when that was out.
He was in the South Pole.
Yeah. South Pole.
Nah, I was wearing platinum. I wore platinum fubu.
Platinum
no, but Charlamagne has no sense of style. Like I wouldn't even pay attention to anything he had to say.
But what was crazy? Wale just went crazy. He was like, "I'm gonna see you. When I see you, you better not say it was just jokes." And yada yada yada. And I'm like,
that sounds like a typical Wale joint right
what are you so mad about?
You got mad at Rosa Acosta
Why with
too.
Rosa?
She was out. Man,
I didn't think she was trying to insult you.
She said to talk, Rosa. You